eye is ambition, the direction of your life. Your eye is a perfect revelation of your heart. Just like your words are a perfect revelation of your heart, so your eye is a perfect revelation of your heart. Not that someone can look through your eyes into your heart, but wherever your eye is looking tells us what you desire. I'll always ask young people, what do you talk about most? There's your God. What do you think about most? There is your God. What do you have your eyes set upon? There is your mission. And your God, and your heart, and your treasure. What consumes you? One of the worst things you can do is reduce Christianity down to a moral thing you do because it's what everyone else who is moral does.
There will be no food trucks going into the cities. There will be no banks and no transactions. There will be empty grocery stores, hungry, violent people. What happened in New Orleans will happen in every major city.
State of affairs in Iran to the state of Georgia. When you think of Georgia, you may think of peaches, pecans, and Coca-Cola. But these days, Georgia is becoming known for a different kind of Coke and as a major hub for Mexico's drug cartels. From Atlanta, Mark Strassman has this exclusive report.
As you see us pulling up, just come through the trees.
Nothing about this house shouts it's part of America's greatest organized crime threat.
Search warrant! Search warrant!
Except these guys. Throughout Metro Atlanta, DEA agents say Mexican drug cartels are hiding in plain sight. Inside this closet, a shopping bag holds $250,000 in cash. Also seized 6 pounds of methamphetamine with a street value of another $250,000. 4 rival Mexican drug cartels have dug in along Atlanta's interlocking highways, a shipping link
to the U.S. economy. Every business will close. Every bank will close. Every state will close their services because they live on taxes. Only the federal government will remain. Now, we know that God controls
this is Alcaraz's house, a low-key lifestyle for a guy Whipple says earns $50,000 a week.
They're going to drive the beat-up pickup with a push mower in the back, and they're going to try to look like a guy who's running a landscaping business.
Mexico's drug cartels are now the main suppliers in at least 230 U.S. cities and dominate 70% of America's illegal drug market. Just outside Atlanta, Gwinnett County is their new drug hub. Danny Porter has been district attorney here for 20 years.
We're finding that they're transshipping cocaine through Atlanta to Miami. So the days of the cigarette boats and the pastel suits, those are gone. And I guess we're the new Miami Vice.
It's not because of gloom and doom. In fact, it's the opposite. If we realize that time is short, and if we realize that God is in total control of events, and if we realize that the end of the financial world in North America as we know it is almost upon us, there are some very beautiful things that can happen. Number one, I get serious about my spiritual life.
It's a testament to the decade-long struggle of Judy and Dennis, who tonight will receive a tribute named for somebody who inspired so many of us. Named for Senator Ted Kennedy, who fought tirelessly for this legislation. And it's a testament to the Human Rights Campaign and those who organized and advocated. And it's a testament to Matthew and others who've been the victims of attacks, not just meant to break bones, but to break spirits, not meant just to inflict harm, but to instill fear. Together, we will have moved closer to that day when no one has to be afraid to be gay in America. When no one has to fear walking down the street holding the hand of the person they love. But we know there's far more work to do. We're pushing hard to pass an inclusive employee non-discrimination bill. For the first time ever, an administration official testified in Congress in favor of this law. Nobody in America should be fired because they're gay, despite doing a great job in meeting their responsibilities. It's not fair. It's not right. We're going to put a stop to it. And it's for this reason that if any of my nominees are attacked, not for what they believe, but for who they are, I will not waver in my support, because I will not waver in my commitment to ending discrimination in all its forms. We are moving ahead on Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Dealing with the wrath of God. And how do you bring it on? I had one man this week point out, he said, you know, I noticed that since they passed that about a month ago, where the homosexuals can marry, that intensity of God's wrath has picked up on this country. What they did was they got you to change your thinking so you think you can sin and get by as a nation, and you think you're not going to pay, and you think that I'm a man that doesn't have love because I warn you of what happens when you have homosexuality coming into the land. It's like bringing a firebomb. Their real push for homosexuality, by the way, is not that they love homosexuals, it's that they hate you. And they want you destroyed, and they know that's how they can call on your God to destroy you, because they know, by God, He will keep His word.
We should not be punishing patriotic Americans who have stepped forward to serve this country. We should be celebrating their willingness to show such courage and selflessness on behalf of their fellow citizens, especially when we're fighting two wars. So I'm working with the Pentagon, its leadership, and the members of the House and Senate on ending this policy. Legislation has been introduced in the House to make this happen. I will end Don't Ask, Don't Tell. That's my commitment to you.
Here's something to think about when you think about sweet Jesus. Is Jesus coming to kill you? The Bible teaches He is. Going to be killing some. And you're going to find out, America, God's not mocked. He might be sweet Jesus to you, but you're going to find He's a mighty king, and He's not given His law just to be a, shall we say, some historical interest. He's given us His law to obey. And you cannot have repentance in this country, because the churches in this country, I put it this way, you cannot have it easily because the churches in this country have made it hard for people to understand, because they have said the law has been done away with. Those people in the 1600s, they went to the law when they found one in their ranks committing bestiality. And
the
then
children's drawing is still at the center of this story, but now the superintendent in Taunton is asking us to erase what we've seen and heard so far. In a place that calls itself the Christmas City, the Christmas controversy is burning as bright as the lights on the green. The 8-year-old's father blames the school district for overreacting.
I'm the parent outside the school now. Now imagine what my son's going through in there.
But now the district blames, at least in part, the media, saying this depiction of Jesus on a cross is not the drawing in question. And regarding claims that this provoked a suspension, Superintendent Julie Hackett says this is totally inaccurate, and the student was never suspended. Hackett also says there was not an assignment for students to sketch something that reminded them of Christmas. And while she does say that a drawing was discovered by a teacher, Hackett adds, it has not been established whether the drawing was actually completed in school.
He's 8 years old. He's a child. You traumatized him.
That makes the second grader's father continue to wonder why the reaction in school.
You pull the kid out of a line coming out of a lunchroom and investigate him on a picture he's drawn. Of course he's nervous.
Hackett calls the criticism of the school system unwarranted, and while she says the district's actions were not tied to religion,
if it was somebody else's child,